Welcome to the Total Soccer Show Weekender. It's our preview of some of the biggest matchups this weekend, including Liverpool's clash with Man City, some big action in the Bundesliga, Le Classique in France, and much, much more. Much more, including a quiz. My name's Ryan Bailey. Joining me today is the Quizmaster Extraordinaire, Taylor Rockwell. Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Ryan Bailey. Are you recovered from your AFC Wimbledon loss? I do apologize. I thought I would tailor that to you, and then I realized, of course, no one knows esoteric history from like the 1910s about their club.
I credit you because I very much enjoyed that quiz. I thought you'd give me a half point for being within 2 minutes of the substitute question you gave me from a game 40 years ago, but hey.
I mean, I thought you were a fan, is my response.
Yeah. Got to keep high standards around here.
You do indeed. That's why we've got you, Graham Ruthven. Hello.
Hello, Ryan Bailey. I wasn't immediately sure what Taylor was talking about, AFC Wimbledon loss, and so I looked at your actual results. Ryan, what happened? The last time we were talked about AFC Wimbledon was promotion, not... Genuinely, what happened? We've not checked in on Wimbers for a while.
We've been really, really bad, Graham. We do have a similar pattern most seasons where we start really strong and you think things are going to be great, and then we fall off a cliff. We sell our best player. We get lots of injuries. We beat Port Vale last week, the worst team in the league. So we're not the worst team in the league anymore. Yeah.
A lot of teams in this league.
Yeah.
Have you considered, Ryan, getting a couple of really wealthy, like, media people to come and own your club and
That's
make
a good
show
idea.
about it and try to
You
get
could do a
you to win?
documentary, find a Marvel person and a comedy person, put them together, and then tell everyone that it's authentic and genuine while taking VC money, and then spend all the money and get to the Premier League.
Pure
Like
profit.
it. We
You
call
should
it
pitch
Welcome to Wimbledon with Jeremy Renner, the best Avenger. And
Certainly the most important one. I mean, they can't by without his shooting arrows.
And the
a
waitress
comedian?
from Always Sunny, the best character.
the waitress. Yes. I'm into it, Graham. I'm sure the board will approve this straight away. Hello, Joe Lowry, by the way.
Hey, I'm just coming up with great ideas one after the next. Disney, if you want to talk about this, like this feels like maybe something you could do, I'd be more than happy to. Anytime you want to chat, I'll chat with your new CEO, the Disneyland guy, and we'll be cruising.
Oh, the Parks guy got CEO.
Yeah, Parks
Marco
guy.
got the big job.
Congrats.
Sorry, I'm the
Parks
only one
guy.
who's actually
Yeah, I knew you'd like
was
that.
excited about that.
Yeah, it sounds like Joe's getting an EP on this new show, this Welcome to
Trying.
Wimbledon show.
Yeah.
Congrats, Joe. Congrats. It's all
Welcome to
falling into
Wimbledon.
place. Very good. All right, lots of big games this weekend, including there is a huge game in America this weekend where lots of brands compete to have the best commercial.
The Great Plate.
Yes, the Superb Owl.
Oh, that one.
The Superb Owl. To it, to woo. Joe, excited for the Superb Owl?
Sure. Why not? Good opportunity to eat snacks. I can root against the Patriots. What more could you want in life?
Oh, they're in
different.
it, Patriots.
Yeah, it's difficult in Charlotte right now because of the traditional anti-Patriot sentiment anywhere outside New England, but also Drake May is very much from South Charlotte. There's a lot of people supporting him.
Drake May. Yeah, what a legend. What an absolute icon. Love that dude.
Indeed.
Why do people hate the Patriots outside New England?
It's a Man United kind of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, my Patriot supporting buddy who was like, it's been such a long 4 years since we were back in the Super Bowl that I had another friend who I think said, like, after all of the successes, it's just hard to root for them. I'm kind of out on football right now just because it's, when you have that many victories in a row, it kind of gets dull. And then now is all the way back in and is so excited. It's just like, okay, you're the worst.
I hate those people, and I fear that I would be those people if I had the privilege that they have. That's what really scares me.
Who's their
I was one of those people, definitely.
who's their guy who flings the ball now?
Drake May. Drake May.
Oh, that's who you're talking about.
South
right?
Charlotte's
I
Jake May.
thought it was a
Drake May.
pop star. I thought that was the halftime act. And who's the Seattle ball flinger?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Okay, so I know neither of those guys.
Also, former Panther. So many Panthers links.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
former
will you
Jet
ever
is the
decide
real
who to root
problematic
for?
one.
Neither. I'm going to root for whichever commercial I like the best.
Nice.
And Buffalo, what's that dip? The buffalo chicken dip. I only have it on Super Bowl Sunday, and I love it so much.
Same thing with spinach artichoke dip for me. That only comes out during Super Bowls. Graham, imagine if Brahim Diaz missed 3 more Penunkas in hilarious fashion.
Okay.
And then was playing in a Champions League final and was going to take a penalty. That's kind of Sam Darnold with the Seahawks. He has had an interesting career, is how I'll put it.
Right.
But this is the redemption arc where if it goes well, he is fully redeemed. But if it goes poorly and it's his fault, it sort of cements the Sam Darnold. I hope it doesn't go that way.
I'm getting visions of Sideshow Bob on the rake. That's what I'm...
Yes.
That was my impression.
Just
of the
like
noise.
that with the same noise, I think, on occasion.
Okay,
Very good.
got you.
All right. Moreover, there are soccer games this weekend, including, Taylor, the big one in the Premier League. Liverpool taking on Manchester City Sunday at 11:30 on NBC. Are you excited?
I really am. I think this is going to be a really fascinating game that, even if it finishes 0-0, I think is interesting and has title ramifications. I talked about that yesterday in the bulletin, that I think if Man City win this, then they remain very much firmly in the title conversation. If they don't, I think it's Arsenal pretty clearly. And Liverpool looking so good against Newcastle last weekend, Man City looking so good and then so poor against Spurs. It sets up a I don't know what's going to happen sort of match, in which it could be Liverpool once again looking electric. It could be Manchester City looking rejuvenated and feisty and incorporating their new signings even more better. There you go. That's perfect grammar. So I just think it really could be anything, and I wouldn't be surprised. And I think those tend to be the most fascinating games to get to watch.
Yeah.
Also, the real answer is Bayern Munich-Hoffenheim, but that's coming up later in the show, so I'll go with this one instead.
Yeah, that is. Lots of Bundesliga coming up when our Discord recommendations come up later as well, Taylor, indeed. Arsenal fans, Graham, will be hoping that Liverpool did them a bit of a fave in this one, right?
Yeah, a draw. Well, would a draw be the best result?
It's
Or
a
do we
draw.
want yeah, a draw is the best result. Are we completely, how far behind are Liverpool? They're very far behind, right?
That's why I say a draw is best. Because, a 3-0 thumping, for Liverpool, feels like, now they're catching fire. Now they're figuring some things out. You don't want that either.
I mean, they're further behind than I actually thought they were. So they are, 14 points? That's too big. That's too much. Even if Liverpool caught light between now and the end of the season, that's going to be too much. So, yeah, a Liverpool win or a draw is what Arsenal fans want from this.
There you go. What's funny is this is obviously a few hours before the Super Bowl on Sunday morning. It will get at least twice the global audience that the Super Bowl gets as well. So that's a fun.
Is that true?
Is that still true? I know that used to be true, but the Super Bowl, people over here there'll be a big viewership for the Super Bowl over here. Feels like globally, surely it's growing.
Over here's very little, Graham, is the problem.
Right. Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Typically, a Premier League game will get more than the Super Bowl gets on any given weekend as well. Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? I suppose it's
Even
because the Super Bowl...
crazier. Go ahead.
I was going to say just because it's the timing on a Sunday night is not good for the rest of the world, generally speaking.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's American centric.
I mean, the audience here will be. This is purely guesswork, but I kind of keep in with broadcast rights because I'm a nerd like that. It'll be 500,000 in the UK Super Bowl viewership, which is actually not bad. I know that sounds by US terms that's tiny, but that's not a bad
On
viewership.
the early hours of Monday morning, it'll be the UK's least employable people watching the Super Bowl.
And me.
Well,
Maybe I'm among that, actually.
That's what I said.
Potato, potato.
Hey, Joe, what game are you looking forward to this weekend?
Hey, it's the weekly Joe Picks a Game involving two Americans abroad because that's what I do, baby. This is Borussia Mönchengladbach taking on Bayer Leverkusen. This game's on at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. Leverkusen in 6th, Gladbach in 12th. Huge stakes across the board. This is Joe Scally, everybody's favorite, must-watch USMNT player. He actually might be on the complete other side of that list. He might be the least interesting USMNT player to watch. Wow. I actually think that's true.
Wow.
And I dare you to find someone else who's actually in the pool who's less interesting to watch than Joe Scally. Malik Tillman.
Ethan Horvath.
In the pool. A little tighter in the pool. Maybe a little closer to the roster. No goalkeepers allowed. No goalkeepers allowed.
I
should have specified that from the start. Even then, still... Maybe. Malik Tillman is the real reason to watch this game. Maybe Gio Reyna to see if he plays 5 minutes off the bench. He's been dealing with a thigh injury because, of course, he has. So I wouldn't expect to see him in this game. He is a concept of a soccer player, as I talked about James Rodriguez. But when he's around, oh baby, Malik Tillman scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, and it seems like he's starting to hum for Leverkusen. He was good. He had a really nice goal in that Champions League game against Villarreal that Leverkusen won. And it just seems like he is looking more comfortable, which doesn't seem like a huge surprise given that he has been bedded into this team now. But I've never been the world's biggest Malik Tillman guy, and I'm probably still not, even with some of his more recent form. But I think he's a useful player, and I think it's very possible that he starts for the U.S. at the World Cup this summer. So I'm very curious to see more of Tillman. He's been playing better. He looks more comfortable on the ball. He's been more impactful in the final third. All of those things are necessary for his game. Where I don't think he's brought enough in the final third. I don't think he's brought enough consistency for club or country. And maybe we're starting to see some of those things right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Malik Tillman and, of course, the legend Joe Scally brings to the table this weekend.
Wow, there we go. Saturday, 12:30 Eastern on ESPN Select Max Plus. You can catch Gladbach taking on Leverkusen. Hey, Graham, what are you thinking? What are you looking forward to?
So I'm going to take us to La Liga, that's where one of the matches I'm most interested in is taking place this weekend. It's on Sunday at 12:30 Eastern, and it's the match between Atletico Madrid and Real Betis. And I think it is interesting for a few reasons. First of all, Atleti are in pretty poor form at the moment. It feels like they're back in that dark place of struggling to impose themselves in games, and that then leads to the old discussion about Simeone and whether he's the right man for this team. Keep in mind that is this another Real Betis message to me?
It's the same one.
It's the same one, right? Okay.
I came here to write that game, assuming no one in their right mind would choose this game other than a person who had randomly selected Real Betis to win the Europa League, and yet here was Graham.
Have you bought stakes or something in Real Betis this week? It's all of a sudden the biggest Betis fan. But anyway, Atleti, keep in mind they have new owners. Apollo bought them towards the end of last year, and so there's been this reporting that they expect a little bit like a more attractive style of play in the future. So that's all like bubbling away in the
Apollo,
background. Apollo are one of the biggest private VC funds in the world, and have made a number of sports investments.
It's also just hilarious that like those people are coming and saying, we're not entertaining enough. Like, they really know? Like, they don't know.
Yeah.
They have no idea whether that's true or not. They don't understand this at all. That's hilarious to me.
And if they've made a statement about the entertainment, is that their Apollo creed?
No.
Let him sit in it.
That's
Let him sit in it.
That's his mess. You can clean it up.
Okay, go ahead, Graham.
I thought it was good.
I did not.
I mean, yeah, they have no idea what they're talking about, but they have the money, so they get to decide. But yeah, that's bubbling away in the background, so this discussion keeps surfacing every so often. Atleti's league form actually isn't terrible. It's their record in all competitions that's been poor recently, but still, they drew 0-0 with Levante last week in a game that they really struggled to create in. Since then, though, Atleti, as we mentioned in our bulletin episodes yesterday, they brought in Ademola Lookman. And I hope he goes straight into the team for this game because I really want to see how he fits in. I think he'll work well as one of the front two, but I don't really know who's going to play next to him, whether that's going to be Sorloth or how Griezmann fits in. And then, of course, Obed Vargas, he also joined in January, has been included in the matchday squad for this match, so maybe we see him, I think, most likely off the bench in this game. We might also see Rodrigo Mendoza, who Joe also mentioned yesterday, really promising 20-year-old midfielder. Atleti signed in January. He was at Elche. He's very, very talented. 20 million euros, which for a club like Elche, that means that he was like their prize asset. So I think we might see a bit of him. And then on the other side, Real Betis, they're in really good form right now, and they're a fun team to watch. Like Antony, I know we've gone a bit quiet on Antony after last season when he was doing bits. He's still doing bits. Like I see viral clips of him doing spinny things every week, but in terms of his actual output, he's got 16 goal contributions in 23 games this season, and at the moment he's in great form for Betis. So I think they will set up to attack and play on the front foot. Even when they got thumped 5-1 by Real Madrid at the start of the year, they had chances in that game, kept coming forward. That kind of contributed to them getting picked off and beaten 5-1 by Real Madrid. So I think this has the makings of an interesting game. And I think one of the reasons it's interesting is I think an upset could potentially be on the cards. It would not surprise me if Betis came away with a win from this game.
Graham, how is Ricardo Rodriguez only 33 years old? Like, I feel like he's been a professional footballer since 2009, and I don't understand how we're here with him being 33 years old.
I mean, he looked 33. I think the thing here is he looked 33 when he was 23, and so he's just he's just been around for a long time
as a result.
Yep.
All right,
but like Pellegrini as well. He looked like a stone statue from the age of 40, and he's just looked like that for the last 25 years.
Unlike baby boy Lucas Vazquez, who goes the other way.
That's right, yeah. The Benjamin Button of the football world.
There we go. That game, thank you, Graham. As you mentioned, Sunday, 12:30 Eastern on ESPN Select Max Plus. One other game I'd like to highlight, another one from the Premier League, probably the other big box office game, is Taylor's Manchester United taking on Failures Tottenham. Ooh, controversial. Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on USA. You'll catch that one. Obviously, fourth place Manchester United on the back of a string of wins under wheel holder Michael Carrick. Tottenham in 14th, ravaged by injuries, but managed a 2-2 draw against Man City last weekend, of course. United's record against Tottenham is also garbage as well. I didn't realise this. They haven't won in the last 8 encounters. They lost 4 of the last 5, including, obviously, Europa League final. it was a 2-2 draw back in November, just like their 2-2 draw with City last week as well. So I don't know, Taylor, how are you feeling about this game? Because it feels like it should be a strong United win, but also there's reasons to believe that Tottenham can pull off a shock here.
Absolutely. I mean, not least because of the record that you just mentioned there. But it is also a Spurs team that have to feel reinvigorated after kind of fighting back to get that draw against Manchester City. United obviously in very good form, but Tottenham just seemed to be a tricky team for them and have been for some time. Even with, did I see reports that Romero is now going to be leaving the club at the end of the season?
Yeah.
So it feels like that weekend blow up is still a factor here. I'm guessing he still starts largely because Spurs don't have any other options. But that is one to keep an eye on is he benched for this game or for a little bit of time, or is he brought right back in because they need him and because they don't have many other options?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one to keep an eye on.
I think that's key. If he's not playing, who is playing? Jalpolinia, I know, has been playing in the back line, but most commonly on the right side of a back three. Feels like they might shape up in a 4 for this game because they just don't have the options to play anyone else in that back line. So I fully expect we will see Romero, but I also saw those reports, Taylor, from Argentina that he will be moving on at the end of the season. So
are you suggesting an Archie Gray, Paulinho, Dragoshin, and Udogie back 4 doesn't do it for you?
Oh,
What a squad.
who doesn't dream of that?
Heritage.
Thomas Frank.
Conference League contender with that level backline.
Graham, can you remind us of the Romero situation from last week? Obviously, he came off at the half, but what was the reasoning?
I mean, do we know? Has anyone seen any solid reporting?
I've seen some that suggested he was sick. I've seen some that suggested he kicked off, so I don't really know which it is.
I've also seen all of those suggestions, but I haven't seen any, the people that I would trust on this would be anyone from The Athletic or anyone from The Guardian or Miguel Delaney at The Independent. I haven't seen any solid reporting. So that kind of suggests to me that there was actually something, reading between the lines.
I think there was.
Yeah.
I would agree because I think even his phrasing was something like I wasn't feeling myself, or I wasn't feeling well with myself, or something, which could just be a mistranslation, or English is a second language. But that could also be code for I was in a really bad mood and yelled at some people, and I wasn't feeling well. It was just a bad day. I could see it. There was just a strange way of explaining it in what was a very kind of sizable change in the team.
He also kicked off on his Instagram about the lack of signings, I guess, that Spurs made, complaining that they only had 11 fit players. So it very much feels like he's in a mood right now.
I can't imagine shouting at Thomas Frank. Can you imagine?
Oh, Spurs fans can. He's been getting it for weeks.
Can you imagine Thomas Frank shouting back? I can't. Seems too nice.
He'd sit down with you sort of lovingly, I feel like.
Yeah, I think you just get a hug.
Pat. Yeah.
You get a Robin Williams, it's not your fault, and you just keep hugging you until you cried.
Oh, man.
Sounds nice.
We've gone Goodwill hunting, have we?
We have indeed. There you go, Man United Spurs, once again, Saturday, bright and early for you, Joe. What's that, 5:30 Arizona Republic time?
I'll tell you that right now. Ain't going to happen.
Catch that one later on then, Joe. Very good. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we've dipped into our Discord for the games that you guys are looking forward to. Join us then. Total Soccer Show, welcome back to the Weekender. We go now to our Discord, where a few of our friends have picked out the games they are looking forward to. Wings OV5Y is also looking forward to Spurs and Man United's clash and says, let's see what Spurs do this week to crush my joy. Also, apparently United are good now, so it'd be extremely funny if they lost to the tyre fire that is Spurs right now. I mean,
incredible phrasing. Could not have said that literally any better. That is so true.
It would be funny. I think that's the right way to word it about Manchester United as well. I know this is largely a sort of Spurs-centric comment, but apparently United are good now. I mean, they have been good the last 3 games. I'm still not convinced. Do it again. I'm just going to be like that until the end of the season. Do it again. They are interested in Manchester United, but yeah, it would not surprise me. I mean, this game could be anything, right? I know we've just talked about it, but I could see Spurs winning this one 3-1. I could see Man United winning it 3-1. I could see a 0-0. I could see a 3-3. I think anything is on the cards.
Yeah. By the way, a tyre fire. That I've seen it as sort of a stereotypical thing, like in The Simpsons and that. Is that a real thing that happens in America? Like a giant pile of tyres, they just burn them?
We just did a tire burning in our backyard the other day.
Just for fun.
Well, yeah, everybody brings their old tires and we burn them, and it's great for the atmosphere, and it's real and definitely something that happened.
Sure.
Is anyone having a hard time figuring out if Joe is being serious or not? Because
I
the
am.
first part sounded real. The second part made it seem like a joke.
My goal, Taylor, was to absolutely just gaslight Ryan and Graham, but you didn't hop on board. I needed it to be a 2-man game. That's all right. We'll get them next time.
I'm still not sure.
Hard to say.
I'm assuming at some point in American history it was a thing, and then became less of a thing when we realized that
That it was probably
giant burning
really
clouds
horrible.
of rubber are not ideal. I also think maybe you store tires, like used tires, all together in one large facility is my guess, and maybe if that catches fire, it's like impossible to put out.
That's
Are
good.
tires even that flammable? Surely you don't want
Let's
giant
find
full
out.
flammable things on your car.
Patreon video.
Oh,
Let's go.
Wait until you hear about diesel.
Can't wait to hear about Diesel. Excellent. Thank you, Wings, for that game recommendation. Gundal, our Bayern fan in residence on the Discord, notes, as you will see, Taylor, Bayern host Hoffenheim on Sunday at 8:30 Pacific, so we're talking 11:30 Eastern. Hoffenheim are in great form as the winners of 5 straight and are unbeaten in 7. Bayern, meanwhile, have not been themselves of late, says Gundal, a funk that coincides with Konrad Leimer's injury. This has allowed Dortmund to pull within 6 points, a lead that could be 3 by kickoff. Ooh, Taylor, we've got a title race before kickoff.
Sure, I suppose. Yeah, Dortmund have Wolfsburg. Yeah, that feels like a win for Dortmund. So it probably will be 3 by kickoff. I really hope that Hoffenheim are able to make something happen in this game. I think it would be a really fun thing for how good they have been and for kind of maybe opening up that title race, but also just, as I've said, this season has felt like who can be the next team to really build something together to challenge Bayern Munich maybe next campaign. And a win here for Hoffenheim does move them if they win within 6 points of Bayern. But at the same time, I think it's also a statement win that like this team is actually putting together strong performances against strong opposition and could continue to do so. So I think it's going to be, if nothing else, a very entertaining back and forth type of game because there are so many fast and very good attackers, and each team has very like dedicated patterns of play for how they want to build out and how they want to defend. I think it's going to be another really captivating game.
Excellent stuff. That one once again Sunday at 11:30 Eastern, 9:30 Republic of Arizona time for you there, Joe.
Thank you.
Very good. Adam K. also looking to the Bundesliga. Eintracht Frankfurt, Union Berlin. Curious to see if there's anything noticeable different with Frankfurt under their new coach, formation, squad, style of play, attitude, etc., and so on. That one is today, 2:30 Eastern on ESPN Select Max Plus. Frankfurt, quite a ship to turn around there, Taylor, seems.
Yes, they do, and I don't think there's going to be anything noticeably different, at least that quickly. Frankfurt have really been struggling, really erratic form still, even with the interim manager, now a new manager coming in. But Union are not the most difficult of opposition at present, so this feels like a stoppable force meeting a movable object.
I am intrigued about Albert Riera, who is their new manager. He's coming from Slovenia last. He was in France before that. He's got obviously a long playing career. Well, maybe I shouldn't say obvious. I didn't really remember him as a player, but he played for Spain, at least for a little bit, close to their heyday. Interesting managerial appointment. So I'm really interested to see what Frankfurt ends up looking like. I think they do some smart stuff as a club. Whether this is that, I don't know.
They played for Liverpool, right? Albert
Yep.
Riera. My reaction to hearing this news was the Ian Wright dead teacher meme. I haven't heard that name in a long
That's
time.
great.
Mr. Pigden.
Wow. But they're alive, so it's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good. Yes, Eintracht Frankfurt very much alive for now. That one once again today, 2:30 Eastern on ESPN Select Max Plus. Andrew is looking forward to Le Classique over in Ligue 1. PSG welcoming Marseille, with PSG finally back atop the Ligue 1 table, as Andrew says there. That one's even more of a Super Bowl lead-in. Sunday at 2:45 Eastern on beIN Sports. First versus third in France. Who's pumped? Anybody pumped?
I'm really excited for this game. I love watching this version of PSG, even if they hadn't hit quite the same heights as they've hit last year. They are still a delight to watch, and Marseille are so much fun to watch. I mean, that De Zerbi is still there means that this thing is a wild soap opera, but on the field, I think they play some of the most enjoyable soccer. Again, not some of the best, but some of the most enjoyable soccer in Europe, where the way that they build, the way they find space through pressure. Of course, we'll get to watch Tim Weah in this game as well, which is lots of fun. I'm amped for this one. I really am.
Excellent stuff. Very good. AJ's also got his eyes on Ligue 1. Won't be watching it, says AJ, but will have an eye on FotMod for Angers versus Toulouse. It will hopefully be the debut of the recently transferred Jason Russell-Rowe. A victory could see them chasing a Conference League spot. And AJ says it'll also be tracking Betis and Atletico Madrid, as Graham mentioned earlier, who play each other Thursday and Sunday, which could be fun. Angers versus Toulouse, Sunday at 11:15 Eastern on the Fubo.
I'm similarly intrigued by Jason Russell-Rowe, a Toulouse Canadian international. Jason Russell-Rowe moved for a couple million from Columbus near the end of the window. There's sometimes these MLS players that I think are just so clearly good enough to be regular starters for like fringe playoff teams, and those fringe playoff teams never go and get them from the other MLS teams. Russell-Rowe is one of those players. Brian Gutierrez, another one of those players. I mean, I think he's good enough to be more than that for an MLS team. But I got a lot of Russell-Rowe stock. I think he's going to do well in France. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
That's a very funny sentence to me because my brother-in-law, who the owner of Callum Wilson's former jet ski, is Russell Rowe. That's his name. That's spelled
Russell
exactly
Rowe.
the same way. Yeah. So
Great player, Russell-Rowe.
Yeah. Congrats on the transfer to France, Russ. Very good indeed. Callan Kay is looking forward to the MLS preseason in Coachella starting up this weekend. The Coachella Valley Invitational. Here we go. There's nothing like building up many ideas about your team during preseason just to immediately never think of them again once the real season kicks off.
So
Joe, we've
real.
got the all the action happening out west. 12 MLS clubs and 9 NWSL clubs over the next few weekends. Good stuff.
Yep, I'll be on the ground, so if you catch me on an MLS preseason broadcast, that really is me. I'll be pink and sunburned and looking for shade. That's how it's gonna go.
You've done Coachella before, haven't you?
Yeah. Last year I did Coachella. I thought there was gonna be more music, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this year we can hope, right?
Yeah.
I bet that's a good vibe. Joe, is it a good
It's a
vibe?
great vibe. It's a great vibe. I like. Basically, I planned too much and tried to squeeze too much in last time, and this time I'm going for a little less time. I'm leaving on Friday today, and I'm coming back on late Saturday night, so it'll just be a short trip. But the vibes are delightful. It'll be so much fun.
Driving out to, isn't it Palm Springs, isn't it?
Indio, California. Oh, it doesn't
Indio.
get better than that.
Yeah.
Doesn't
One day
get-
I'll go there. I want to see the Indian Wells tennis one day. That looks awesome as well. It's all out in that kind of area. And I
It
guess
is
the
a nice
music
area.
festival too. Very good. Fun times indeed. My boys from Charlotte also will be out there. Say hi to Dino from me, please, Joe.
Will do.
Thank you very much. Stu on the Discord says, I'll be watching Leeds Forest on Friday, this very day, for its relegation implications, and Timbers DC United at Coachella, like Callan said, on Saturday via YouTube. By the way, this is all on YouTube, Joe? The Coachella,
I have
right?
honestly no idea. I
think it is. I think it is, yeah.
Just don't watch it. Solved.
If it's not, you should stream it for everyone on YouTube, and I'm sure
Yeah.
MLS will be totally fine with that.
I mean, they probably will be okay, right? Bit of publicity for the preseason tournament.
Yeah, that's how those things work.
Stu continues, how will Cole Bassett play with the Timbers? That's what I'm hoping to find out. Also, Stu saying Dortmund-Wolfsburg will be on his agenda Saturday morning. Biff Albi need to keep the dream of a title race alive, as noted earlier, which is different from winning the title, of course, says Stu. And like everyone, I'll be turning into Liverpool Man City. So a lot of games there from Stu. Thank you very much. Leeds Forest on this day, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Wolfsburg, Dortmund is 9:30 Eastern Saturday on ESPN Select Max Plus. Coachella, I don't know, YouTube maybe? Have a look. Very good.
Joe's Periscope. Is Periscope still going?
Joe's
will
going to
be.
Vine it. 6-second clips of it all day long. Are you too young for Vine, Joe? Do you remember
No, Vine. Well, a little, but R.I.P.
Very good. Excellent. A couple more game recommendations. Cooper is looking forward to Bohemians versus St. Patrick's Athletic. Yeah.
Love this.
League of Ireland, Graham. Here we go. Playing at the Aviva as well. Massive stadium for these teams as well. First weekend of the League of Ireland season, says Cooper. This one is on Sunday at 9 a.m. on League of Ireland TV. If you want to watch that, ladies and gents, or as I like to call it, LOITV.
Yeah, I mean, the League of Ireland is genuinely very interesting. They've grown a lot over the last few years. That streaming service that you mentioned is a big reason why. They're kind of leading Europe in that sense. They created their own... Basically, they weren't making any money from selling it to linear TV. They made their own streaming service, and it seems to be going really well for them. Attendances are dramatically up. They now play every so often at the Aviva, as Cooper says. This game, I didn't actually know this game. I was aware it was the first weekend of the season this weekend. Didn't know that game was happening at the Aviva. So that's fun. And I just find the Dublin clubs in particular, Bohemian and St Pat's are both Dublin clubs. Just find them like really vibrant. Like I've not been to a game, but I'm going to go to a game at some point in the near future. There was the President's Cup final last week. Derry City won that game. James McLean, who's now playing for them, got an assist in that match. So there's plenty. If you're looking for a kind of hipster league to adopt, I think the League of Ireland is right up there. It's boom time right now for that league.
How old is James McLean now, by the way? He's going to be
Not
knocking
that
on.
old. He was at Wrexham. He joined Wrexham. He joined Derby from Wrexham. So what, like 34, 35 would be my guess. But
Very good.
still doing bits.
Indeed. Excellent. Thank you, Cooper. A couple more. John Adams is looking forward to Tottenham's women taking on Chelsea women in the WSL. That's Sunday at 6:25 a.m. Pacific. Bright and early. Spurs have already bested their point total from last season and have a chance to crack into the top three if they can manage a win against last year's champion. And John says, I think it's on ESPN Select Max Plus, but not entirely sure. Believe it is. You can catch it there. Spurs against Chelsea in the WSL. Very good indeed. And one final one from Clyde. Clyde knows exactly how to get mentioned on the Weekender because Clyde has selected AFC Wimbledon versus Reading Saturday at 10 a.m. On iFollow or your legitimate gentleman streaming device if you have one. That one Clyde has called the Posh Derby because Reading are called the Royals as their nickname. I don't know if you've ever seen the UK Office. That's basically Reading.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not that posh.
they used to be sponsored by Waitrose. That surely makes
That
it
is
a posh
fancy.
derby.
That is very middle class. You're quite right, Graham. Yeah. I think the Slough west of London area where they're in, I wouldn't exactly say it's cucumber sandwiches and high tea.
It's just you bad mouthing a London borough. Oh, this is
Berkshire,
new
I
for
don't think it's a London borough, is it? Maybe.
Oh,
it
right,
is.
it's too far north.
Yeah, it's
for
too
you.
far west. Yeah.
Too far west, right?
Very good. Thank you, Clyde. Thank you to everybody who submitted a game to us on our Discord. We love you very much. We take a quick break. When we come back, quiz time. Total Soccer Show, welcome back to the Weekender. It is that time of the week where we hand the reins to our quizmaster extraordinaire, Taylor Rockwell, who's got some questions for us. Here we go.
I do have some questions for you. You sounded slightly forlorn, Ryan. I'm not going to lie. You're like, it's the time of the week. Oh, here we go. Are you excited? Are you prepared? Are you ready?
The quiz is basically my favorite part of the recording week. I'm not going to lie. I love it.
I appreciate your lie. It means a lot. So this week I've gone for a hybrid approach. We've got some trivia relating to games that are happening this weekend, and then we've got some trivia relating to things that we've mentioned or discussed at various points in the shows this week.
Oh, God.
We're going to start off with...
No memory at all.
Oh, it does... I mean, it's not like it's actually referencing them. It's
What
just
did
a touch
Graham
point
say
that I
in
wrote
minute
down.
40 of last week's MLS? Last week's listener question show. Ryan, you go first. This is a question for only Ryan.
Scotland's great. That's what he
Nice.
said.
Yep.
That is
Something
definitely
about
not what you
hearts.
said at any point
No,
in any
I've
show.
never said that at any point.
All right, here we go. Arsenal travels to Sunderland this weekend. Here's your first question. The last time the Gunners were beaten in the league by the Black Cats was back in 2009 when a certain 19-year-old midfielder started for Sunderland. Who was that future England international? You can all have a go, and then I'll give you some more clues.
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan.
Jordan Henderson.
Jordan Henderson is correct. 1 point for Ryan.
Well done.
Done. Ryan, off to a strong start. The obvious question, a two-part question. From Week in Review and our discussion of Scorpions, you need to buzz in for this one. So you say your name when you think you know the answer, and I'll come to you. The Schmidt-Sting-Pain Index is a pain scale created by entomologist Justin O. Schmidt that ranks the intensity of insect stings. How did Schmidt develop this index?
Joe,
Yes, Joe.
he subjected himself to insect stings from a wide variety of insects and rated them on his personal scale.
That is correct. 1 point for Joe.
That feels like a gimme. He just got stung. I thought it was going to be
does.
like he filled a bath full of scorpions or something.
I thought he was
Something
going
at
to
the game
something.
show.
He did something cruel to another animal.
He
Thought we were heading to
recorded
James
the
Rodriguez, frankly,
intensity
is what I thought.
in what I'm going to say is like verbose fashion. He had some good entries. So with that in mind, here's the second question. So a point for Joe. So it's 1 point for Joe, 1 point for Ryan.
Thank you.
You can answer. You each get an answer, and then I'll tell you who's right. So it's not buzzing in. What type of insect did he rank the highest on the scale, describing its results as pure, intense, brilliant pain, like walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded in your heel?
Oh,
So, It is. I'll give you like you could go the general insect type, or if you know the actual specific insect, maybe I'll give you a bonus point. We'll see. Graham, you are pointless so far. Would you like to guess what type of insect?
Lego brick. Have you ever stood in one of those bad boys?
Six
Vicious
dots
thing.
on a lot of them too.
Very venomous.
Yeah.
A 6x2 can really get you.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Fire ant.
Joe.
Not either one of those. I will. I mean, if we're calling scorpions insects, then we can call spiders insects too. So I'm going to say spider.
Are we calling
Wait,
scorpions
what
insects?
would a scorpion be?
Well, they're both 8-leggers. So
Arachnids.
I don't know if scorpions count as arachnids, but
I don't.
If we've allowed scorpions under the umbrella, then I can't be disqualified for saying spider. So I'm going to say spider.
Amazingly, I'm going to say Ryan gets a point.
Wow.
It is not a fire ant. It is a bullet ant. The bullet ant apparently gave him like waves of pain for multiple days and did not go away.
Wow.
So,
Ryan
bullet
speaks from experience from that one weekend that he disturbed an entire colony.
Yeah, I did go into anaphylaxis and it was very painful. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Where is a bullet ant? Where are they native? Do we know?
specifically Charlotte, unfortunately for you.
no.
So watch
Ryan's
yourself.
backyard.
Inside your home?
No.
Oh, wow. Emi Martinez.
Question for next week's quiz: where's a bullet ant from? They're unpleasant, though. I know that much. Okay. We discussed the possibility of teams boycotting the 2026 World Cup, or the unlikely possibility, more accurately. The Olympics, by contrast, seems to be the place where nations go to protest. 19 boycotted the LA Olympics in 1984. 37 countries boycotted in Montreal in 1976. How many boycotted the Moscow Summer Olympics of 1980? How many nations boycotted the Summer Olympics in 1980 due to the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan? I think Graham had to go first last time with his Lego brick entry.
Can I have the numbers again, the previous numbers who have boycotted?
Sure. I wasn't saying
for
you had to
some
go first
context?
this time, but you can if you want to. Since you went first last
to.
time, why don't you get? Who do you want to go first, Graham? And then I'll give you the numbers.
Wow.
Ryan.
Ryan goes first. All right. 19 countries boycotted the LA Olympics in 1984. 37 boycotted Montreal in 1976. But the most countries boycotted the Moscow Summer Olympics of 1980. How many?
I was
nations
going to say
boycotted?
zero,
Ryan.
so that's good
I was
news.
gonna
That
go,
you,
I was going to go low. Thank you for that.
My bad.
42.
42 says Ryan. Joe?
50.
50 says Joe.
Feels
Graham.
high.
51.
Oh, stinky.
You
Well played,
dog.
Graham. 68, including the United States, Norway, and West Germany, to name just a few. So, yeah, a lot of nations boycotting. But it did make me wonder. I was really confused why Montreal got such a sizable boycott in 1976, because everyone loves the Canadian. Turns out it wasn't really anything to do with Canada for the most part, but rather because of an action of the IOC. So you can buzz in when you know, and then I will let you guess. If everyone gets it wrong, you can buzz again. But these nations boycotted the Olympics because the IOC refused to ban the New Zealand National Rugby Union for touring which pariah state?
Ryan.
So this is the
Ryan, I said
1976
first.
Olympics. Graham?
Can't just
I
say
said first.
Ryan said first? Okay. Ryan?
Surely South Africa.
Yeah, it's got to be South Africa.
South Africa it is. Yes. Here's a thing that I read. The 5 Maori players on the tour, as well as an ethnic Samoan, were offered honorary white status by South Africa in order to travel the country.
Oh.
Yay, South Africa.
Great.
Yeah. Canada, I think China also boycotted for reasons, but that was the main reason why people boycotted, is because New Zealand went and played and then went to the Olympics after that.
Did
So
you know,
that's
Taylor, one of the most controversial moments in music, Queen played South Africa during apartheid. Not so good.
Is he Freddie Mercury was from Rhodesia? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Not any more defensible, but I guess that connects, sort of. Not great.
Not great.
Speaking of the Olympics, I'm excited for this question. I always get confused about the difference between the luge, the bobsled, and the skeleton. So I would love for each of you to give me your best guess as to the few key differences between the three. I read that, here's a clue though. It's not going to be helpful. I read that in summary, They're all cousins of a sport in which people like to go downhill too quickly. So, with that in mind, I think Joe gets to go first this time. Joe, if you could, please explain the fundamental differences between luge, skeleton, and bobsled.
I mean, I think at its core, the fundamental difference is about body positioning. So if I don't have to be very specific, then I'm going to say that. If I have to be more specific, which I don't know if I do, so I hope this isn't counted against me, then the differences are bobsledding, you're like sitting, where your chest is sort of facing a regular sitting position, and your legs are in front of you in the bobsled. Luge and skeleton, you're both laying down in one form or another, and I'd prefer not to be more specific than that.
I think I might have.
I'm going to leave that for now. We may have to come back to it. We'll see how specific Graham can be. Graham?
Skeleton is the scariest one, where they're completely flat and there's like no protection around them other than just like the tray beneath them. Bobsled is the one with the most. These are technical terms, Joe. I don't know
No,
why
it
you're
is. Yeah, it's good.
Bobsled is the one where they've got the wee cart. Like that's the one with the most protection. Where they're sitting in it. It looks fun, that one. Oh, luge is the one I'm unclear on. Luge is, I'll go with, they are lying flat, but they've got there's something around them. There's a bit more protection. That's what I'm going for.
And Ryan?
I think, and I might be wrong, I usually am, I think luge, you are unprotected, but it's feet first. So it's one person and your feet first, but you're basically on like a skateboard or whatever, like on a nice one. I think skeleton is your head first, but you're still unprotected. And I think bobsled is, as noted, like you're in a sleigh, and you can have more than one person as well.
1 point for Ryan Bailey. Luge on your back, feet first, solo or doubles. Joe, you were close. Skeleton face first, on your stomach, solo. Bobsled, teams of 2 or 4. You start outside. There's a steering wheel. You're in a sled. That one
That's
I saw
the coward's
compared to
one, I think, is what that is.
It's the one that's like seems to be regarded as, and I don't know anything, so big old grain of salt there. It seems to be the one that is most like skill based because it's about like alignment and weight distribution, and everybody in the 4-man team has to like lean one way at the right time or lean the other way, and you have to. It was compared to F1 in terms of how like weight distribution is so important. Versus like SNL had the sketch this week, I think, about the luge that was essentially like she's the right shape of human that allows her to be good at this. That's
really good.
Yeah. All right. So another point for Ryan. Ryan, how many do you have now?
I've got 4. I'm killing it.
And then Joe and Graham each one each?
I have one, yeah.
I've got one,
right.
yeah. He's gone.
Marseille began... Okay, this is confusing. Marseille began the campaign that would see them win their 3rd league title in the same year that PSG was founded. In what year did that happen?
Graham.
Oh, wow.
So... All right. Go ahead, Graham.
1985.
Okay. Ryan?
I think it's 70s. I think it's 1970.
Joe?
71.
Oh, you dog.
1970. Ryan is killing it. Ryan is on it today.
Yeah, isn't that crazy how Taylor sent the answers to Ryan before we started?
This
Felt bad about last
this is
week.
Slumdog Millionaire, where I just happen to know a little bit of knowledge about some very obscure
Apparently,
things.
man. It's confusing because they win. Marseille win the title in 71, but the campaign begins in 70. I was going to clarify, but it wasn't needed because Ryan got the point, and Ryan cannot be beaten at this point. So
No, there's
I had a tiebreaker that required. What was that?
Graham said there has to be a way.
There has to be a way. There's got to be a way we can catch up.
All right.
Do a Kevin Keegan.
All right.
I love it. If we
No,
beat
let
them.
me have-
Get,
come on.
if any of you get this number correct, you get the number of points for your
Good.
guess.
So,
Oh,
okay.
are you?
I'd say that's fair.
No, I'm not. I'm not really going to do that, Ryan. But okay. I'm going to ask the question, then I'm going to ask you the philosophical part of it that I was unclear on. That, as I said to you all before we started recording, I had to call my brother to be like, how do you approach this one? All right. PSG was founded in 1970, as we said, in an effort to establish a single, stronger club in Paris because there were a few kind of fractured ones. Football was more dominant and successful in the north of France. So Paris FC, Stade Saint-Germain merge. You get Paris Saint-Germain. But that got me thinking about how many clubs can be folded into one club if you trace mergers back far enough. And thus the following question. How many clubs can FC Augsburg in Germany claim to represent? Now, here's my question.
wow.
Let's say you have, I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. Let's say you have 2 clubs that merge into one club, and then that club merges with another club. Is that 3 teams that you're saying are now combined, or is that 4 teams? Because did the first 2 create one that then merge with another that creates 4? See what I'm saying?
Oh,
4.
Or is it
yeah,
4?
4. I agree.
Okay.
That's
So,
4.
That would basically be 1 + 1 in parentheses equals 2 + 1 equals 4. Is the math I did on that one? That makes a ton of sense.
Easy to follow.
So, with that in mind, now that we are on the same page, how many clubs have merged at various points to create FC
Joe,
Augsburg?
Buzz.
Yes, Joe.
61.
61 clubs. That's not what I thought.
You were stopping at 6.
I thought you were going to say
Did you say
16.
61?
61.
61. Locked.
All right. Graham?
8.
Coward.
Ryan?
It's 10.
I guess Ryan gets the points for being closest.
Of course he does.
It's 13. It is
I
13
should've stayed at
clubs.
16.
4 on one side before 2 clubs merged in. I wrote it all down. It's too much, but it was BC Augsburg merged with 4 different clubs, and then the crazy one is like 3 different teams from 1847 to 1919 merged to create one club, who then merged with another club to create a new club, who then merged with another club to create a new club that then merged with BC Augsburg to create FC Augsburg.
And
So
then,
I'm saying 13.
And then
Well done,
came
Ryan.
Noki Banks, the greatest player in club history.
Did
That's
they have
beautiful.
346 players on their squad at this point?
Chelsea.
It's really confusing because it seems to have been a lot of like infighting where like this department of this club broke off and formed their own club and then remerged with their old club years later. And then with all of these groups, there was like the time period in the 1930s into the 1940s when there was a mandatory reshuffling and reorganization of clubs to make them more streamlined. That would be the Nazis. And so then it was like, we're not going to have 5 clubs in Augsburg. There will be 1 club in Augsburg. All of you need to merge. And so a little bit of a forced merger at points. But yeah, along the way, they were TV 1847 Augsburg, MTV 1889 Augsburg, SV Augsburg, SV Schwaben Augsburg, SSV Augsburg, SSV Schwaben Augsburg, TSV Schwaben Augsburg, BC Augsburg, to name just a few.
I think we had the same number. I just counted the youth teams. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah.
I think we were on the same page.
Do
But
we know the
Ryan,
story?
with a blowout victory. Well
Yeah.
done, sir. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I will never win another quiz again. I think that's clear. But 6 points.
Please.
Is that the greatest victory of all time in the TSS?
It actually
quizzes?
might be.
All right, steady on.
I am
Sounds pretty
unhappy with
resounding.
myself now. I apologize.
Taylor, did you want to read some more Augsburg clubs off of the list?
Yeah, we've got FC Alemann
do it.
Augsburg. We've got
Hey, Taylor, shut up a
Turnverein
second. I've got a
1871
question.
Augsburg, SV Augsburg again, a different SV Augsburg, VfL Teutonia Augsburg.
Hey, listen, you can skip
We're
ahead.
also
30
then a
seconds.
merger with Fußball Club Gladbach.
Taylor, you mentioned, I think off air, that you had to consult your brother-in-law for one of these questions. Was it
Brother.
the insect one?
No, it was
the
this
Augsburg
question
one.
because it's the philosophical of like, if 2 clubs merge to create 1 club and then they merge with another, that's like kind of really only 3 clubs, right?
Okay.
Like if you're looking at the DNA, but if the 2 merge to create 1, that's kind of 3. It gets confusing in terms of the numbers, and I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page before I asked you, because I think otherwise the answer would be 9. It was 9 or 13, depending on which way we wanted to go. Yes, Graham.
Do we all know the story with PSG and Paris FC? So basically, the Paris City Council demanded that the team be Paris FC, and PSG didn't want to do that, and so they split into 2 clubs. And of course, now PSG, if you look at their badge, right in the centre of it, it says Paris in huge letters. So that was worth it.
I also didn't know until this one, because I knew that like there was a period of time for a long time in Europe where like capital cities didn't win. That it was like because like Paris didn't win. I guess Madrid would be the exception there, but like Rome didn't have a ton of success. And I learned that the north of France played football. It was more industrial. That was the sport. And then I guess in Paris they played rugby amongst other things. That was the more, I don't know, upper class sport, what have you. And so then suddenly they realized they needed to get better at one. Hence PSG.
Very good. The French are very good at soccer in general, aren't they?
Too
Quite
good.
annoying, isn't it?
Gotta nerf them.
Yeah.
It's almost like they had this gigantic colonial empire that they still benefit from in some ways.
Scotland needs one of them.
Good luck with that. You're all eating fried Mars bars, Graham. None of you are forming an empire.
Yeah, that's true. We can't even get off the couch.
Very good. All right, quiz done. Thank you very much again, Taylor, for your quiz mastery. Once again, excellent stuff. Thank you, listener, for joining us on the Weekender. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to contribute, remember you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Total Soccer Show. Come hang out in the Discord. It's a lot of fun. But for now, Taylor, thank you once again, sir.
My pleasure, my friend. Thank you.
Joe Lowry, thank you very much. You have yourself a good weekend watching that superb Owl to Wit to Woo.
Ryan, congratulations to you. Graham will get him next time.
We will.
You will, Graham. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan Bailey.
Listener, thank you very much. You have yourself a wonderful weekend. Hey, check out that feed. You might just see listener questions drop on Saturday morning. Look out for that. But for now, bye.